Anxiety, panic attacks, feelings of overwhelm that can lead to feelings of anxiety are uncomfortable feelings that we tend to want to push away. It causes us to start to avoid certain things of life because I have anxiety. I hear people talk about, I have anxiety, my anxiety, and we create this attachment to it, if you will. Now, just so you're aware at the beginning, I suffered from anxiety, feelings of anxiety for years. And in that time, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't even know what was going on until after going to ER, thinking I was having a heart attack, that something terribly was wrong, that I finally understood or knew, I didn't understand at the time, that what I was experiencing was what they called anxiety. And so anxiety is simply a name, health anxiety, panic attacks. There's all sorts of different names that we have for it that are describing the experience that we're having in our body. So what happens when we are having an anxiety or a panic attack is that our body is perceiving that there is some sort of a physical threat. This goes back to what's happening in the backside of our brain of survival. This is survival mood. We think there is a threat, so the body starts to pump out adrenaline, which increases our heart rate, which takes all the energy into our muscles, causing things like dizziness, dry mouth, nausea, racing heart, this feeling I'm having a heart attack, the sense that I could pass out. These are all symptoms that we'll experience when the body starts to perceive that there's a threat. And it's like, okay, you better prepare yourself to fight, flight, or fix. Now, whether that threat is truly there or not, such as I get scared going into elevators because if it gets stuck, I'm scared I won't get out. And if I don't get out of the elevator and it's stuck, what will happen if I have to go to the bathroom? If I get hungry, if I get thirsty, I'm going to die of starvation. This is where the body and the mind start to go, whether you're aware of it or not. When I go into a movie theater, I sit down. The first thing I do is look for the exit space. There is a fire and we have to run for our life and get out. I'm going to position myself closest to the exit sign so that I get out first and I'm going to be okay. But at that moment, is there a perceived threat? There is not. The body and the mind don't know the difference. I could hold a lemon, an imaginary lemon, and say, I want you to take that lemon to your mouth and smell that lemon. And I want you to just take a big bite of that lemon and chew the lemon, right? Already your body is responding as if it's real that you are experiencing this taste and sensation of a lemon. So panic and anxiety are the same thing. Now, what's happening, the sensation in your body is a real felt sense. And what happens is we don't like that feeling. So we start to push it away. We want to calm ourselves down. We want to get out of the situation that's causing all of these feelings that we don't like, that makes us feel like it's unsafe and I need to run somewhere. Only, what are we running from? There's not a tiger, there's not a bear chasing us. We're running from the what ifs that are happening in our head. Maybe we're running from something that happened in the past that's an unresolved issue in our body. And we go, ooh, that's actually not a safe place to go because in the past this happened. Body's smart. It says, we're going to create this feeling of restriction and constriction to warn you because my job is to keep you safe. So the first thing I want to acknowledge is how incredibly smart our body is because its job is to keep us safe so that we live a long, healthy, safe life. Not a healthy, a long, safe life. Let me take that out. It cares about survival. That's it. The second is what happens when we start to have these sensations is we have it that we don't like these sensations because that we know is sympathetic, dominant response, fight, flight, freeze. There's a danger. We're starting to associate all these things with this felt sensation. But what if we actually allowed the sensation to be there? we actually moved into the sensation. Oh, well, what am I noticing? I'm feeling a little lightheaded right now. Whew, my heart's pounding. Wow, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? My stomach is a bit nauseous. Oh, it's hard to breathe. Well, isn't this interesting? I wonder what this is all about. In this moment, am I okay? Yeah, I'm sitting in this movie theater. Everything's fine. I'm eating with their popcorn. I'm waiting for the movie to start. In this moment, am I okay? The nervous system can only say yes. Oh, okay. Well, I'm still feeling that heart kind of race, right? Like, is there a bear behind me, a tiger behind me? And our mind starts to go to what if? Well, what if there was an emergency? How would I get out? What if there's a fire? Would I get out? What if I have to go to the bathroom so bad? I don't want to disturb these people. So we start to go back into these what if scenarios. Woo, up it goes again. Oh, that's interesting. I'm feeling my heart race. I'm feeling my mouth get dry. I'm only sitting at a stoplight. In this moment, am I okay? So rather than pushing the feelings away, which actually is going to get them to yell at you louder, it's kind of like when you step in quicksand. The more you resist the quicksand and fight to get out, the more you sink down. The body and the nervous system are like that. So we want to go to it and accept that these sensations are happening. Accept that your body is having an experience right now. But in this moment, am I okay? I'm just sitting at a stop sign. I'm just in the elevator. In this moment, am I okay? But what if it gets stuck? And what if it stops? Oh my God, the elevator stopped. Oh no, here we go. What are we going to do? What if I have to go to the bathroom? What if I get thirsty? What if I'm in this moment? Am I okay? That response of my body. Well, isn't that interesting? That's okay. In this moment, am I okay? So your very first step when you feel that wave coming on is to feel the sensations in your body and to minimize the fear of them, because what magnifies the anxiety feelings, the sensations, is when we fear the sensations. Oh my God, my heart's racing. I'm getting dizzy. I'm getting like, oh, what I'm going to, what's going to happen? And really what we're worried about, are we going to like poop our pants? Are we going to pass out in front of someone? Is something physical going to happen that could embarrass us? That's really what we're worried about. But in this moment, am I okay? Feel the feelings. Don't fear them. Notice them as your body is trying to protect you. Protect me from what? In this moment, am I okay? Is there a real threat? Do I need to run out of a house that's on fire? Not what if it catches on fire? So there's more tips, and I invite you to check out my free master classes, check out opportunities to work with me one-on-one, join my mentorship program. Have a look around the website, because anxiety will really run your life, and it's easier than you think to get the upper hand on anxiety. Once a month, I offer a free muscle master class. We build the muscle. We build our anxiety muscle. I offer a free master class on how to get control over anxiety. And I'll be honest, it's not that we want it to go away, right? It is part of the fight and flight, which is actually a really smart thing for our body to have. But what we start to learn is how to distinguish when there's a real threat, and I better get into action, or there's not a real threat. You see, if there is a bear, I'm hiking in the woods and there's a bear in front of me, and I see that bear, I'm going to go back into my file cabinet, what to do when I see a bear. And then in through my body is going to be, this is an emergency. And I'm going to decide how I'm going to handle this bear. This is what to do if I see a bear. Now, within a short period of time, either the bear will have walked away, the bear will have eaten me, or I will have carefully moved away from the bear, because we know we're never supposed to run. And in a period of time, the bear will be gone. I go back into that file cabinet, bear gone. comes back into my conscious mind. Bear is gone. Whew. Okay, I can relax now. But what happens when there's a lot of bears coming at you? Now, we can have a stress bear, a relationship bear, we can have a career bear. Even if our career is going well, there might be a lot of stress. I can have a health bear. I can have all sorts of bears. And what happens is we get overwhelmed by all these bears. They go back and it's like super emergency, too many bears, boom, what we call the trap door shuts down, and locked in our subconscious mind is super emergency. And even when the emergency is no longer there, because this communication system between the conscious and subconscious mind is closed, right? That's a fear response. We didn't get the message that the bears are gone. So the number one cause for disease is unresolved emotions. And when unresolved emotions get trapped and stuck in our body and we don't move them through our body, we act as if the bears are always there. And this is what can cause anxiety. You see, feelings of anxiety and panic don't come just in an instant. They come over time, that where we're not dealing with the stressors and the stress response and moving that response through our body. Instead, these responses get trapped. And over time, we develop anxiety. Over time, we have hypersensitivity of the nervous system, where we start to become hypersensitive to the, oh my God, my heart's racing. And then we can actually create a heightened response so that our anxiety attacks come more and more, to the point where we don't go out to social events, we don't like to leave our house, we don't see our family, we don't go to family functions, we minimize the amount of contact with other people, we always have an excuse not to show up, and your world gets very small. And you are living a life that's run by running away from the physical sensations that are called anxiety. So what do we do about it? The first tip I already gave is to embrace the response. Thank you. You're trying to protect me. Be aware of the physical sensations. Don't be scared of them. They're your body trying to protect you. From what? In this moment, am I okay? And the invitation is to exhale. Because as soon as a stressful situation is done, what do we do? What do animals do? What do? We exhale. And that's a way of cueing to the nervous system that the emergency is over. I no longer need to pump adrenaline into my body. So we don't fight the sensations. That's like quicksand. It's going to magnify it. We go to it, we embrace it, we identify it. We exhale. We want to start to ride the waves of anxiety and panic. We want to ride the waves. So it's almost like when you're surfing and you catch the wave at the right moment, it becomes like this. And eventually the wave peters out, it comes into the shore, and it flows out. When we don't know how to surf, we can get caught underneath the wave. And what happens? You get tossed, you get turned, you're tumbling. This is what's happening when we're having an anxiety attack. We're getting tousled and turned, and our energy becomes like this. The body doesn't like it. We go in fight, flight. We feel the sensations and we go, oh my God, what's happening? This is terrible. This isn't good. I have no control. In this moment, am I okay? What am I experiencing? Come into your body. Exhale. In this moment, am I okay? Notice the feelings. And when it's time, take a belly breath. The breath may still be up here. I can't breathe. Okay. Exhale again. Notice the sensation. Go to your body. Heart's racing. Okay, I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades together. I'm going to tighten my chest. I'm going to go to the sensation. I'm shaking. My arms, my legs are shaking. Okay, I'm going to shake more, right? Go to the sensation. People often want to calm themselves down. You actually want to meet the energy by hugging into what it is that you're feeling, squeezing into it. Shake it out. Ah, pound the chest. Go to the energy. Be with the feeling, but hug into it lovingly. Your body is trying to protect you. It doesn't know there's not a real threat there. But what if, in this moment, am I okay? Now, if you're listening to this, chances are you've had these experiences before. So another important thing to note is that this will pass. This feeling of having a heart attack, this feeling I might pass out, this feeling I could drive off the road with kids in my car, it will pass. I used to have anxiety attacks driving a car. And when I could feel it coming on, I would roll my window down. I would say, it's not real. My body is having an experience right now, but it's not real. Exhale, and this will pass. So that's what I mean by riding the wave. Recognize it's there. It will pass. I am fine in this moment. Am I okay? And the body will start to stop pumping the adrenaline. You've already survived likely many, many of these episodes where you're feeling this way. What will start to happen over time is that the intensity will start to diminish. You will start to get the upper hand where you learn, oh, I'm feeling that again. I know this will pass, so I'm just going to get on the wave and I'm going to ride it. So you'll find the waves aren't as big. The waves don't last as long. And then over time, it was like, was that even a wave? So that you can get back to living your life, feeling confident, offering the gifts that you have to give. I hope you found this helpful. I'm going to continue to post more of this because there's so many people that are struggling with these types of sensations. And this isn't you. It's something that we learn to manage. We want to learn how to move these unresolved emotions out through the body. And this is what I teach in my workshops, in my courses. So check out my free master classes. Check out my mentorship program. And if there's a way that I can support you through my coaching, I would love to do that because I am free. They ruled my life for far too long. And now that I'm free, I look back and I'm like, wow, that was a heck of a ride. And now I know what to do when I feel those feelings. And it's like poof, poof, hardly a wave. Was that even a wave? Well, that was just a little roll because I know what to do. My body is there to protect and serve me. I just want to give it the right messages so that it knows what to do for me now, because in this moment, I am okay. And in this moment, you are okay. And I promise you, there is light on the other side. You can get out, be with friends, have experiences that you hear others having, but you're just too scared to have because you don't want to have that feeling. Those sensations, we just need to give them a better message so that they're used appropriately when there really is a bear. I live in the mountains, I see them, but not when there isn't one. How do we move these emotions through our body? And this is where the healing begins. You can heal emotionally, physically, and mentally. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have found this helpful. Leave notes in the comments, reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. I would love to be able to support you in feeling better and really awakening to your own magnificence. Blessings, everybody.